What is up, everybody, in this beautiful souls of the Be the Change community? I'm here and I'm looking forward to connecting to you guys just to chat about this weekend's energy. Honestly, that's all I have the energy for right now, and we're jam-packed with a lot of energetic shifts that are transforming us left and right, collectively, individually. Whew. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of us, each and every one of us. So I thought I would come on, connect with all of you, read into some of the energy, see what's going on with the rest of the world out there. Because we are in for some interesting shifts that are about to take place. I'm going to give it just a few seconds for people to come onto the chat. I know that there's a lot going on in the energy field right now, and we have a giant storm heading towards the East Coast, going across the United States. It's pretty big, ice and snow, and it's massive. And yeah, they've already declared, Pennsylvania has declared a state of emergency, and definitely my township has declared a state of emergency, and emergency vehicles only. It's not supposed to start, the weather's not supposed to really start until tomorrow evening. So going to put out some good vibes, some prayers that everybody stays safe and warm. The temperatures are dropping into the single digits, into the negatives for many in states that are not used to having this type of weather, like Louisiana, and so forth. Hello, Finding Joy. It's starting over here. Now, where are you at, Finding Joy? So it's already starting. I think even Texas, yeah. We're predicted to get about 20, Arkansas, okay. Well, stay safe. I hope that you have supplies and are prepared for potential power outages. I definitely and getting myself northeast here, so over. Yeah. Oh, you're in the hospital. I hope that everything is okay. At least where you're at, they typically have some powerful backup generators in the hospitals, so that's probably the safest place to be. Hi everybody. Oh, you have cancer. Sending prayers to you and healing energy. So, with that said, I thought I would come on here this evening because I don't know what the situation is going to be over the weekend, if I'm going to have power or not, if I'm going to have internet. And when we lose power here, we have no water, no heat, obviously, and no internet. So, taking advantage of the heat now, and a good friend, well, Dustin, who's usually on here, had sent me a link to a video, and I did see that this is pretty popular. It's going, it works to a degree as far as keeping a small space warm, or a warming station, is if you get terracotta pots, like potting, you plant your pots in, and you place them on a surface that's safe for heat, and prop it up with maybe some bolts or some stones, and put tea lights all around it, and it heats up the pot. The terracotta radiates the heat outward. Now, I'm sure it won't heat up your house at all, but if you lose power and you have no heat, and you have no other source of getting warm, this may be something that would be helpful and beneficial. I have all the supplies. I haven't tried it yet, but plan on doing that later on this evening or tomorrow. So I'm waiting for some of my moderators to get on, or at least one of the moderators to come on before I dive into the reading and dive into the cards. But I will go over the powerful and intense astrology for this weekend. So we have the sun, who has now crossed into Aquarius and is working in a conjunction with Pluto. We also have Venus also working in a conjunction or working together with Pluto. Shortly to follow will be Mars, which we're already feeling these energies. Mars will be exact on the 27th, conjunct to Pluto. Oh, Mercury. Mercury is also conjunct Pluto. So, and everything is now in Aquarius. All of the personal planets are now in Aquarius. So, what does this mean? Well, first of all, for the weekend, there are two major things that I see that are bringing us to the end of a cycle, ending something. And all day long, the song from The Doors, "This is the end, beautiful end," kept playing in my head. So there's definitely some things that are coming to an end. Pluto, working with all the personal planets very closely. Pluto is deep, it is in depth, it is primal, and it is the energy that causes great transformation within each and every one of us and in our circumstances. So with the sun, which would be our soul self, some would say ego, conjunct Pluto, there's a huge transformation process going on there, endings and beginnings, death and rebirth. Mercury, about how we communicate. Surface level, superficial communications are just not tolerated by many people. There will be power and control issues coming up for some. And each individual's journey is unique to their own, what you signed up for, what's in your birth chart. But every single one of us is getting a complete renovation and remodel, redo, transformative, deeply transformation in some aspect of our lives, if not all of it. So with that said, we have a lot of earth activity going on, weather activity going on, energetic activity going on, still experiencing geomagnetic storms. I don't know how many of you watch the sky or look at the sky. I'm considered a sky watcher. I'm always looking up at the sky, reading the energy, and what I've been able to see, and this is not during sunset or sunrise, is a peachish, pinkish hue mixed in within the blue, and you can see it in the clouds. Radiation. I believe it's to be from the sun, but there's definitely a mixture here, because within the solar plasma and neutrinos coming from the sun, we also have artificial activity going on. If you look up at the sky and you see all the lines, especially around the sun, when the sun's very active is when these trails are everywhere. And I have to take a deep breath every time I see it. But I also have spoken with the sun and said, they can't block you out. They can try all they want. They will not block you out. That's all I'm going to say about that one. It almost sounds like I just heard something. I heard something going on outside. So I have a question for you. Finding joy. It's starting to storm there. You're getting the winter storm in Arkansas. Is it snow or is it sleet or freezing rain that you're getting at this time. I'm just curious as to, because there's so many predictive maps going around and the line. And I can't help but wonder how manufactured are some of these things, because you can see there's a distraction that's definitely taking place. It's not to say that we haven't had blizzards before, but some of the states that are receiving this weather have not. What are we being distracted by? I mean, why are we being distracted? Power lines are going to be going out. The power's going out. There's also a lot of predictions for some heavy duty earthquake activity in the Pacific coast, from all the way from Oregon down to California. And that's no new news here, but we're talking about seismic activity. So I keep an eye on that as well. There's definitely a lot going on in the energy field right now, for sure. And it's interesting. I do not see any of my moderators on, but it looks like everything is going well in the chat. All right. Well, I guess we'll get into some cards, and I will just pop up at the chat from time to time to make sure that everything is doing okay. I typically don't like to do that without the moderators on. That's interesting, because I did have at least one moderator say that they would be here at this time. So regardless, I want to get into what message wants to come through for us for this weekend. Highly active energy. And again, with Plutonic energy, with Pluto, this is very primal. This could be a release of some emotional energy that has been so stuck or so held back for a lifetime that it could be eruptive. It is intense, very intense. Sometimes we have to have those eruptive charges for great changes to take place within us. Everybody's makeup is a little bit different, and we can see that on the world stage. So we want to be mindful of the energy of this weekend specifically. And I say the weekend because by Monday we have a whole nother shift, something big that is happening. But we want to be mindful of the energy this weekend and what we're engaging with. Are you being responsive or reactive? And catch yourself if you have been reactive. Bring it back in, bring it back within. Take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, what is this showing me about myself? What has been suppressed that is being triggered or reactivated, possibly? But by Monday, so Neptune is hanging out at the very end degree, the last degree of Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, the 12th house, the very end of a cycle. This is a 165-year cycle completion. That's big. It's huge. And it has everything to do with what has been hidden, what has been an illusion all along. Where has our trust and our belief been placed in, or who? Where has our perception been? And why? Who's been in charge of our perception? Or what has been in charge of our perception? Neptune moves into Aries on Monday. And that energy shifts in a beautiful way. But anytime a planet, especially a large outer planet and a collective planet like Neptune, is at the end degrees of a sign, and Neptune being at the end degrees of Pisces, its home sign, Neptune rules Pisces, completing completing a massive cycle. Neptune moved into Pisces in the spring of 2011. So, and we did have the moon in Pisces earlier today in a conjunction with Neptune. So some people, like myself, I get a lot of creative flow and inspiration when the moon meets Neptune in Pisces. But I know a lot of others are prone to deception, illusion, emotion. It's very emotional, can be very emotional. So however you've been riding out the moon meeting with Neptune in Pisces, no more. This was the last day, the last time in the last, I don't know how many years has that been, 15 years, 16 years, something like that. So it's big, it's huge. All right, let's get into some cards and just read into this energy. And if any of my moderators are out there, please give me a holler. Let me know you're there. And if not, I trust that everything is unfolding the way it is meant to be. Are we using these? Yes. Okay. So, first message is collective for us all. I did write a few other things down. Oh yeah, Mars. Pay attention to this Mars conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. This could be, because Aquarian energy is also community, the collective, and it is very innovative. It is energy, it's electric, it's ruled by Uranus, so it can be unexpected, shocking. And with Pluto, you know, Mars being the warrior, or even the energy of war at times, meeting with Pluto could go many different ways, but let's put it out there that we hope that it is assisting in the awakening of the collective into their heart, into their soul. Pluto is the depths of our soul. Again, very primal, very deep. It's the underworld, it's the underbelly, it's everything that has not been dealt with. Everything that has been swept under the rug is coming up to be confronted. And Patrick, I don't know what language or what you are saying there, but I hope it is something peaceful and loving for this community. This is a safe space for us all to share our experiences, share what we're going through. You may feel extremely tired. I will say this week, I can't remember the day now. I think it started Monday night with the solar activity, which was really powerful, very powerful. And we're still in that energy. It's still here, but we had 2 X-class blasts from the sun and then a giant coronal hole, earth facing, the wind stream, very high. And it takes a few days for that energy to reach Earth and penetrate the ground, penetrate the water, penetrate our energy field. And boy, when it penetrated my energy field, it hit me hard. I went from feeling alive and feeling a lot of amazing energy for about 2 weeks to I could barely keep my eyes open, so tired, struggled through everything that I tried to focus on, and then I ended up getting sick with some stomach bug that must be going around here. And so that was definitely my ticket to, okay, we're going to stay in bed. thank you for being you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being you guys as well. That's all we can be. It's all we can be is ourselves. I mean, obviously, we've been told we were something else or someone else, and we've had to fall in line and act a certain way in certain social conditions and family structures and whatnot. And there are times that we lose ourselves. Hi, Dustin. Yay, we have a moderator in here. Perfect timing because I didn't pull cards yet, but I was just about to. I was being brave. This is a week of bravery for me. It has been definitely, but just know this, no matter how you are feeling or what you are experiencing, we are at the end point of something big, individually and collectively. We'll dive in and get a little bit more from the cards and from spirit. But I'll tell you what, with that Pluto energy, it's deep. It's deep. It's the stuff that we really don't want to face. It's the stuff that we really don't want to look at. It's the hard stuff. And when you have Venus, our values, our resources, our money, our relationships, when you have Mercury, our intellect, our communication, how we take in information and how we communicate outwardly. We have the sun, our ego, and our soul. And then Mars, which is our action and the energy we put forward to make something happen. The warrior within, all meeting up and having a tight conversation with Pluto in Aquarius this weekend to next week, and especially this weekend. It's all culminating this weekend. It's a big weekend energetically. So if you're going through something, or if you're just really, really tired, energetically depleted, know this. This is the end. Again, that Doors song, just playing over and over and over again in my head. And it's beautiful because we do need to end some things in order to open up space and room for new, for change. Oh, that's okay. I'm glad you're here now, Dustin. Yeah, for change. For great change, for change within ourselves, and that equates to change here on the planet that we all share here together, collectively. And we all can see very clearly a lot of things that are in great need of change. Specifically, what and whom we give our power to. And hence the energetic depletion. When you run out your resources of energy to such a degree, interesting on the split, you start to recognize and realize, what have I been giving my energy and attention and focus to? Because I need it. I need it. We have Judgment and the 10 of Swords on the split. Revolution, awakening to the machine in the mind, the programming, what has been infiltrating each and every one of us. It starts within each and every one of us, in the mind, our perception, our thoughts, our beliefs. I will tell you, I'm sorry, you guys still there? That was interesting. Let me know that you're still there. I got a spam call. There was an important message that was coming through too. Can you still hear? Can you hear me? You guys still there? Okay. Yeah, I got a spam call. This has been happening a lot to me. But I'm also receiving. It's okay. We've got it. Like, we've got to like ride the turbulent. We're in an airplane or a boat. They give me these different analogies. Right now, we're all in the same boat, riding some rapids, right? And it's bumpy. And we've got to just hang on and take care of ourselves, take care of our family, the children, the elderly, those who are in need, those who are sick or injured. There's a giant shift that is among all of us. Okay, thank you. Coming back to what I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted by spam. Last night I noticed, and I know other people tell me that they get this a lot. I was woken up around 2:30 in the morning and just wide awake from multiple dreams. Dreams are very vivid. Dreams have been a lot. But wide awake, and it was just intrusive thought. What is that? YouTube tech support. AI usage has been detected. Immediately stop or face a ban. What was that? That was weird. Did you see that? Okay. I don't think that was real. Anyway, I'm going to get this out. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, don't worry about it. All right. I'm a real person. I'm not AI. I am real. Woken up and suddenly intrusive thoughts and more so memories of things that were very heavy and very yucky and just like, ooh, I don't want to, I forgot about that. It was like things that like, why is it getting, I understand why it was being conjured up. It was one thing after the other. I wasn't emotionally attaching to them. My heart was kind of racing, but I was witnessing, and I was being, suddenly when I started to just be the witness of this, my guides came in and walked me through it. And it was this purification process that we're all going through. Yeah, just another distraction. Thank you, Dustin. And they're all over the place, these distractions. Yeah. So my guides were walking me through it and explaining, remember, we're in this purification process. So not only do I have the stomach flu, so my body's purifying, it's detoxifying, purging, but really old yucky memories of the past with people and things. And it wasn't even asking me to like transmute or forgive, although I was able to once I became the witness to them, and I wasn't the victim or the perpetrator or the savior in my thoughts in these stories. They weren't stories. These were experiences that I had throughout the course of my life. It was almost like having a life review of all the shitty things and people and circumstances that I had come across that I had forgotten about, like completely stored subconsciously. And so that happened from 2:30 to 4:30. So that was 2 hours of just running these reels. And usually when that happens, I'm like, okay, I've had enough, because I'm emotionally attached or energetically attached to them still. And eventually they'll stop. I let it ride all the way out. And then I asked, okay, I would like to go to sleep, but is there more? So if this happens to you, I'm telling you this for your benefit, all of you. is there more that I need to do other than witness? And they said, no, we are running these energies through. You can send them away with love, if you'd like. And I did, because obviously I wasn't attached to them. They were definitely experiences that I had legitimately forgotten about. There were a couple that it did bring up a little bit of worry or anxiety in me. But then I was able to change that. So point being, this is flooding the psychic airways right now. Whether you're asleep or during your day, if you're getting flashes of your past and not so good memories or traumatic events, we'll say traumatic events, Pluto, bringing up the trauma, bringing up the depth of ourselves for cleansing, for releasing, because thoughts, memories, that's energy as well. And if it's in our memory, our subconscious memory, it's in our body. So it's in our energy field. So that's happening for all of us, not just myself. The more of us that can be conscious that this is happening, we can become the witness, step back, let it flood through. Interesting. Okay. Yep, that happened. Oh, yeah. Get behind it and allow it to be that neutral force at best. The worst thing that you could do for yourself, and if you do, it's okay too. The worst thing you could do for yourself, because that's causing the suffering, is attaching to the emotion and the energy that is attached to the past. Others, I'm also told, are, if you're in relationships, are also still big, huge theme. Venus meeting with Pluto, all of it. I don't even need to go to the astrology. I'm just now following what they're telling me. Relationships, big, huge theme. So, and it doesn't matter what type of relationship. These are dynamics where there is somebody who has some kind of manipulative powerful force of either manipulation, gaslighting, blackmail, you name it, guilt, feeding into somebody's guilt and shame, being, dominating. That is a big energy that is coming to an end. But before energies come to an end, they come to a head. They become very intensified. So be mindful of that as well. This is also the energy of there could be things breaking down. There could be things breaking, breakups. When I say things breaking down, it could be things in your home, your car, your teeth. I have two teeth that broke that I have to have extracted. Parts of your body. But this is all old energy. It's important to know that when we let go, let go, obviously the things that break, if it's, and we're talking beyond repair, it's a letting go. Anything else? Okay. All right, so we're going to get into the cards. Here's a message for the collective first, for all of us. And then maybe we'll get into some elements of the zodiac. Yeah? Okay. On the flip side, because I don't want to be all doom and gloom. It's not. It just, if it appears to be doom and gloom, or if it appears to be like the darkest of the dark, remember the saying, it's always darkest before dawn. There's a giant opening that is about to happen. Monday, Neptune moves into Aries. Huge energetic shift. We have to work through, or at least be present enough and not reactive to what is coming to an end, to allow the dissolving of the old. Okay. Oh. Okay. So collectively, I think I already just relayed most of the message, but it's a purification process. It's also a time of great healing. Don't give up hope. Those wishes and desires and dreams that we've all had from childhood of a way of being, a way of living on this planet harmoniously, they're still right there in the light of the star. There is healing that is going on. There's a purification process that is happening. That's why maybe some doors still seem to be shut. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe it appears that the opportunities you were feeling were coming very soon, just have not appeared yet, because this is the end. This is the end. It's the end stage of a massive cycle. Massive cycle. And I'm sorry, I'm hearing so many noises in my house today. Hello, Old West. Glad that you're here as well. Again, keep hearing purification, balancing out. All that has been toxic. That patterns, habits, this could be addictive patterns, escapism, very Neptunian and Pisces, escapism in all of its forms, refusing. When the Hangman shows up upside down, this is like the universe, our spirit team, our higher self saying, hey, hold back, observe yourself, pay attention, witness, illuminate yourself. In reverse, it's like ignoring all of those signs from the angelic realms, from your higher self, from your soul speaking to you, because these patterns have been ingrained in each and every one of us so deeply. And they are patterns that run in the family. They've been passed down from generation to generation. Patterns that have kept us chained to something that has controlled us. And here, this is also the mechanism of the machine, the matrix itself. Okay, beautiful. So while it may appear that you don't know what path you're walking right now, it might not be very clear, or you're not sure where your next step is, I don't see any juggling here. It's almost like dropping the act of trying to juggle two different versions of self, or two different realities or versions of realities. Yeah, thank you. Dropping it. You remember, I think it was the last 2 years, well, that one card, in between worlds. We're in between worlds. 1 foot in the spiritual world, 1 foot in the material world. And dipping our toes in here and there. And it's like, no, that's coming to an end. Coming to an end. So you might not really know where your next step is right now, and that's okay. Be okay in that unknown space. Know that this will pass. This is a big rush of energy that is clearing away a lot of old karma, a lot of old stuff. Can we get... Okay. It's deep. Again, it's very deep. It's primal. It is, and it's in the, I'm feeling it in my belly. It's in the belly of the beast. In Aquarius. It needs to be expressed out. What has been hidden in the underworld, in the underbelly, in the undercurrent of each and every of the collective, thank you, is coming up, coming to life. We have a choice of how we want to play into the energy. There are a lot of tactics being used to distract us from this spiritual path. This is a spiritual path. It is not one that we can control. It is one where we have to get in touch with our true self, our soul, our heart, not the mind. This isn't something we can think our way through at all. I don't see any mental cards here, but I do see the devil. And this could just be that those aspects of ourselves that are showing themselves, past versions of self even. I'm hearing addictions very strongly, and this can play out in many forms. Addictions, a form of escapism, escaping from that which we have tried to hide from ourselves for a long time. Now they're showing me the planet. How each and every one of us plays a very significant role in the state of the planet as it sits right now. We can't do anything with the past. It is what it is. It's over. It's done. But what actions do we want to take going forward for ourselves to benefit this planet, to benefit humanity, the children, the animals, ourselves, to bring this planet back into balance and harmony? Give me one more on this one. Okay. So know that whatever is playing out for each and every one of you individually, there is a collective role here. It is the energy that we emit, what we are putting out. It's very important right now to pay attention to your state. Are you reactive or are you responsive? Because this is a test. This is only a test. And that will be shown to us. We have more power than we are aware. And I know that most of you know this. Most of us know this in our mind, but do we know? Have you experienced your power? Have you seen it firsthand? Have you felt how you impact others, how you affect others with your energy, with your words, with your actions or non-actions? It all matters. Every single bit of it matters. I'm glad everything is dropping into place. Thank you for sharing, Old West. Yes, I am Gen X. I was born in 1971. And smallest generation, but also a generation with a lot of heart that has been put on the back burner for a very long time. A very, very long time. Do we want to say anything? Okay, no, we're going to clear the board. Okay. Okay. Hi, 71 too. All right, so let's see. Where do we want to? Let's get into it. Let me just give it a moment. Are we going into the elements now? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're going to start with air. Oh, yeah. For the Aquarius, and happy birthday all the Aquarians out there. For all the Aquarius energy. Old West, you're 71 too. Peter's 71 too. Hey. You guys know we've been through it. Big time. Do you know, okay, so studying evolutionary astrology and a few other forms and modalities, Generation X, or the generation with Pluto and Libra, which is our generation, Gen X, we came here with the most karma to clear. That is our mission. Transmuters and clearing karma. Most of your life probably made no freaking sense, and you had a lot of energy, a lot of pep, a lot of color, a lot of creativity, a lot of fun. And then the darkness hit, and it was like, oh, you know, and depending on your birth chart and the path that you took, I know my experience was like, what world am I living in all of a sudden? A lot of pain. Yeah. And we had to work through all that pain and let go of that pain and not cling onto it and carry it with us. And some of that is still coming out in dream time, like I was saying, in the middle of the night, stuff I forgot about. Or physically, it's different. But yeah, you'd still be considered Generation X too, Dustin. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Steph. You be safe this weekend too. Are you guys getting snow? Are you getting hit? I thought Texas was getting hit too. I could be wrong. It's like, I try not to, like, there's so many predictive models for this crazy storm out there right now. Ice. Oops. Yeah, that's worse. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm prepared. It's not my first rodeo. We've had a few other blizzards. But not looking for, hopefully, power stays on so we can stay warm, because it's going to be in the single digits and negative temperatures for over a week. That's a lot. We've already had a pipe burst downstairs, so it's not fun. Let's see. Thanks for explaining. Some sites say I'm Gen X, some not. 1981. My Pluto is in Virgo, so I'm not. So yeah, I studied the Pluto placements, but then I honed in on my generation because all about the self-understanding, you know, so that was, I found fascinating about that. But 81, so you would be in no, I think my sister is Generation X too. Sometimes there's like a cusp in betweeners, you know, it's not like one and then the other and then the other. We blend in and mold in, and depending on who was an influence. If you have older siblings who are Gen X and they were an influence over you, because we are influencers also. The ones who cleared the most karma, went through the most trauma, went through the most pain collectively in this lifetime. Also, the smallest generation, the one that's been put to the side. We were born into this world with 3 channels on our TV. We never watched TV. We're always outside. forced to be outside, drinking from the hose, you know. Parents would just like go and you would just leave and ride your bike all day with your friends. They had no idea where we were, what we were doing. They didn't care. As long as we weren't getting ourselves in trouble, it was all good. Yeah, the 80s were a lot of fun. Oh, the 80s were a lot of fun, for sure. For sure. um, oh, thank you, Old West. Thinking positive for everyone. Yeah. Yeah. And I've been putting that, I just say prayers that, you know, everyone stays safe, stay warm. And I hope that there aren't too many tragedies or sufferings that go on. But yeah, the 80s were a lot of fun. Big hair, colorful outfits, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, Prince, Michael Jackson. Well, there was a lot of creativity. Music was such a huge influence because we didn't have the technology. We didn't have the things to escape into. We became part of the influence. So I feel like a lot of Generation X are influencers. Great music, yep. Great times. And we are going to be bringing that energy back. I'm a grandmother, right? We are not going to become the same human beings that our grandparents did, or even our parents, for the most part. I mean, it's a choice. You could just check out and be like, I'm old, I'm tired, I'm just gonna, No, like our energy is coming back, and it's like coming back to life. Turn on your music, get outside, do the things that make you happy and feel joyful, and laugh. Laughter is so important. Comedy, find humor in things, find humor in yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, that's a problem, right? We are the world. Exactly. And feed the world. There was a lot of amazing organizations that went because we cared. We cared what was happening in Africa. Ethiopia was starving, right, at that time, and we had Live Aid. And now it's like you hear on the news the country's starving, and they're like, oh yeah, another one. You know, it's like not as impactful as it once was. Berlin Wall fell. Exactly. So much went down. And we can't forget where we came from. We're bringing it back alive. Old West, I have 2 kids under 10 and they don't know a world without internet and cell phones. I know. And it's just like, oh, well, it's a shame, but at the same time, we can influence them as best as possible. I know my grandson's 4 and he loves hanging out with me and spending time and outside. As long as it's like the temperatures are okay to be out there, we are outside. And we are finding rocks and doing things. He loves to paint and draw and color and be creative. And the only time I turn the TV on for him is like probably after a full day of like going hard and I'm trying to cook something and it's downtime. It's like, okay, it's time for Bluey or whatever it is, you know? But I know that my parents plopped me in front of Sesame Street every day to give themselves a break. But we didn't have a whole lot of selection back then on the TV, you know. I do remember wanting to be home at a certain time on Friday nights to watch Dukes of Hazzard. All right, so anyway, let's get into the elements. What did we say? Air signs. Okay. We'll start with the air signs. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. What do we have for the air signs? And we're going to specifically stay on the topic of this weekend in particular because, again, we are ending something big. Individually, because a lot of the personal planets, and collectively, because of the Pluto and the Neptune. Big, big, huge. All right. Air signs. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. All right. Okay. Talking about the colorful, I had pink hair, purple hair, and this was in the 80s when Cyndi Lauper was big. It was just like everything was colorful and fun. That's what this page of inspiration reminds me of. Air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Okay, beautiful. Okay, lovely. And we did get the death card out for the air signs. So there's that Pluto influence. We have, what astrological system do you use? What do you mean by system? I study evolutionary astrology. And I had AstroGold on my Mac as far as programs go, and then my Mac died. So I'm running, oh my gosh, the name of the program escapes me now. Excuse me. Tropical, sorry. Yes, thank you. Tropical. All right, let's get to the reading. INXS. Do you know I got on stage for an INXS concert? It was such a fluke. I wasn't expecting to, but they threw me up on stage. These guys. I was in the front row. I didn't even have front row tickets. Long story. I got up on stage. My best friend was first, and the bouncers ushered her off as quickly as she got up on there, and they threw me up on stage. And Michael Hutchinson put his arms around me and finished singing his whole song with his arm around me, and then kissed me before the bouncers were like, "Okay, come on back." Yeah, I had that experience. Yeah, I know it can be confusing because if it's Vedic, we're talking a completely different, well, not completely different, but like the lingo and the signs are different. It's looking at different angles of the energy. Okay, air signs. Let's get into your reading here. So the first card came out was the Page of Inspiration, and it was in reverse. But do you see the color? Look at the color of the hair on her. That's what reminded me of the 80s. This is the colorful, creative aspect of self, and that black cat with the energy, the intuitive aspects, the spidey senses, picking up what the universe is putting down, reading into the signs, being very creative with energy. In reverse, this is kind of like we get in our high-flying creative energy spaces, and then sometimes the energy is maybe not even be some outside influence, just kind of brings you back down. And that's usually when we're going to be going through a big change, which is what I'm picking up here because the death card is the next card here. Death and rebirth, transformation. There is something being birthed out of you. And what I'm picking up is this colorful, creative, beautiful, brilliant aspect of yourself. Coming back online, coming alive again. What else is changing here for the air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini? man, there's like two versions of yourself that have been operating simultaneously, and it may have even caused you confusion, but just doing too much, multitasking, not present, right? And that takes you out of your creative element. Too caught up in the mundane world, keeping up. I'm hearing keeping up, and not necessarily keeping up with the Joneses, but maybe just keeping up, trying to keep your head afloat. And you're not going anywhere fast. That's changing. Slow down enough to really get in touch with your soul, get in touch with the depths of yourself, what's important, those primal instincts inside, those deep emotions that have been hidden or lying dormant for a long time, keeping all these colorful juices from popping out and expressing oneself, but also communicating with your higher self, with the angelics, with the cosmic beings, with your spirit, with animals. Some of you may even be animal communicators and you're not aware of it because you're like doing too much in the mundane world. Hi, Lisa. But here we are. Overall, we have the Chariot for you guys. So not only are you going through a transformation and a change, and it doesn't feel like a quick, abrupt change is what I'm picking up. This has been a slow burner. It's been slow and steady. What day is it? 20. So next week. Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah. Next week we move into the Fire Horse. We are in the Zodiac New Year. We have an eclipse. Holy crap. Do we? No, that's February. Sorry. Never mind. I take that back. But this is a slow and steady, has been for a long time. So it's not those quick changes. You still go through the slow portions of the healing. You're moving on, you're moving up, you're moving forward, you're moving ahead, air signs. Great changes ahead. But pay attention to whatever the depth, whatever comes up from the depth. Don't suppress it, because when you suppress that, you also suppress this. You suppress all the beautiful colors within yourself and your intuition. Okay. So that was for the air signs. All right, who's next? Fire going next. I just heard fire on the mountain. Fire on the mountain. All right, fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What do we have for the fire signs? I jumped way far ahead. How many of you are having a hard time keeping track of the dates and time? I know I've said that before, but I really, this week really threw me off, and I made a big mistake. Well, almost made a big mistake because I thought I did there's something that I have to do that I'm paid for every other week. And I thought I did it last week, so this week would be not the week to do it. But luckily I got ahead, I got asked, is it time to get paid? And I was like, oh shit. Did I not do that? I lost track of a whole week. I completely my perception of time just went out the window. luckily it wasn't like a big mistake, but it was just like enough of like, wow, what month are we in? What day is it? But I am always on time whenever I need to be somewhere. That's a miracle. All right. Fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I got a lot of fire in my chart. Is that what that was? Fire signs, are you pushing back some old memories? Yeah. Are you consciously shooing them away? There's something here. They were showing me these flashes and then they would go away. Like I was saying last night, all these yucky memories of things and people and stuff kept popping. I was just like one after the other after the other. I wasn't pushing away and I wasn't reacting or responding to them. I was actually just witnessing them, which was pretty cool because I had no emotional tie to them except for one. And that one in particular, I just kept asking more and more questions because my perception of that incident, of course, was based upon my previous trauma. So I was allowed to see it in a different light or a different perspective, which then it transmuted or went wherever they go. Back into the stream of energy, I suppose. But what they're showing me here is memories. Maybe these are memories of childhood that you're not conscious of, or if you are conscious of, they may seem or feel insignificant, but they're very, very important. Don't neglect anything that pops up in the memory. It's information. It's information that's going to help you move into your desired state of being. Pure bliss and happiness. Fun. Freedom. Freedom, I'm hearing. 9 of materials, hopes, wishes, dreams, desires. When we have suppressed energy in us that is subconscious or stored in the body, in the memory, it's in our energy field. It's still active. It's still interacting with the field of creation itself. We are creator, co-creator beings. And so what they're saying here with the 6 of emotions and the Lovers in reverse, your perception of yourself, it is evolving and changing, but the perception of yourself or how you feel about yourself, yes, how you feel about yourself and the choices and decisions you make in relationships are all tied in with something in your past, in your childhood. This could be the way that you interact with others, how you give of yourself. Yes, they're saying yes. Can I get one more on this? You are spot on. Oh, good. You have lots of fire in your chart too, Lisa. Yeah. One more. Boy, that was such a flash. And it is. Sometimes it seems like it's so insignificant, but truly, if it's coming back into memory or flash, or it could even be reflected or mirrored through other people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. Something tied in with emotion. Do you put other people's emotions before yourself? And then when you feel betrayed because your emotions are not honored, you cut them off, cut people off. How do you interact? That's just an example. They're saying how you interact, how you form relationships, how you connect to others has everything to do with what you experienced as a child growing up. There's something deep in that. And that's coming back up. That's what's completing. That's what's ending. Give me one more on this. Yes, and yes. Right. Okay. So, yep. The Magician. So, instead of like brushing things off or not acknowledging how you feel, past or present, take it deep within. What is this showing me? Give me deeper insight on this memory. Maybe I have it skewed in my mind. I don't see anything here. It's on an energetic basis with the Magician of how you're interacting with the field and how you're interacting with other people's energy fields. I just feel that, and this could be past life too. You're not a slave to anybody, okay? You're nobody's slave. And you know it, but there's a part of you that wants to help, wants to be there, maybe wants to be of service, wants to be important, wants to connect. It's your inner child. Sit with your inner child, connect with that part of yourself. Do something that your inner child, that child, maybe wounded child in you always wanted to do, just wanted a best friend to do it with, you know? That's the message for the fire signs. Whoo, that came and went really fast. Yes, used to look for acceptance. Yes. Old West, been feeling like I'm worried there's not enough time in this life to set all right, make amends, and connect with everyone to live the remainder of years free of commitments. There's always time. Time never runs out. Never, ever. We are eternal souls, by the way. Eternal. And most of the souls that we interact with, we do know at a different level, at a soul-based level. We're playing out these roles, and that's what's ending too. These characters, these roles that we've played. It's like strip it all away, get it down to the bare minimum, and honor that child within. Because he or she does not need to look outside of self for acceptance and love. Not anymore. Give it to yourself, and you will also be receiving it. All right. We were born in the densest, darkest times, where it certainly could be perceived as a prison planet. And this is for everyone. That perception of prison planet felt like a prison planet. Still feels like a prison planet for a lot of us. But it's not. We need to change that. Be the change. Let's co-create freedom, freedom of expression, freedom to just be you. All right, who's next? They're saying water already. All right, we're going into water. Oh, that Pisces influence. Okay. All right. Water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Wind really picked up here. What is the message for the water signs? Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Coming up, it's almost like you've been at the bottom of the ocean. Just exploring. And slowly, like for those scuba divers out there, you cannot ascend to the top of the water quickly. You got to take your time, and then you've got to take your 15-minute safety stop or whatever at 15 feet to degas and let the body re-regulate the amount of nitrogen and oxygen in your blood system and all kinds of stuff, right? We won't get into that, but we can't rise back up real quick. So it's just been a slow ascent back to the surface of the water. And I feel like you're at that safety stop right now. If I'm making sense. Maybe nobody here is a scuba diver, but in scuba diving, if you rise to the surface without taking that safety stop, you're going to get what's known as the bends, and then you have to go into the hospital and into a decompression chamber, and it's a lot of pain because the gas in our body, in our lungs, in our teeth, in our blood, it contracts as you go down. But as you go back up, it expands, right? And if you go back up too fast, it expands, could explode. So we have this, what's known as a safety stop, and take this metaphorically for energy, where we allow the body ample time to bring all of the gas bubbles in the body back to a neutral, the way that they're meant to be. Very painful buildup, yes. The bends, yes. So you're at that safety stop right now. Safety rest. And this is where you just kind of chill out, right? You're not quite at the surface yet. You don't really know if your boat's even there, or if it's, you don't know what's at the top all the way yet. Hopefully your boat's there. Or whatever, your buoy or marker. But it's also a time to ponder all the things that you explored while you were down at the bottom. Reflection, review. Yeah. And a renewal. Oh. Yeah. Oh, water signs. I feel like you have been preparing yourself to really move beyond something that has been very emotionally painful for you for quite some time. And every time you thought you were there, you were brought back into it one way or another, either just, spiritually or mentally, emotionally, or physically, to be like, oh, I'm not quite over this yet, apparently. Eight of Emotions. But now this is the energy, this is the time where it's like, you know what? It doesn't have that same effect on me. It doesn't have that same influence or that pull or that tie. That's because you're holding your light. You're holding more frequency. Your energy is rising. You just haven't quite surfaced yet all the way to see it. But you feel it. You know it. And the beauty here is you're intentionally wanting, not just wanting, you're intentionally doing this. Moving beyond this painful past. We can say that and mentally do it all day long, but if our emotions aren't fully on board, we're not there. And you knew it. So this is a time of like, okay, I can reflect and review on this now. It doesn't have the same emotional charge. It's not gonna exactly. The world, completion. Whatever this is for you, because it's different for everybody. But holy moly, this is like now they're showing me that what is that symbol of? The guy that's pushing this big boulder up the hill, you know, and then it keeps like rolling back. Whew. You've been pushing this back. Like, I'm going to get through this. It's been so exhausting. But now you are actually being relieved of this. Completion. You are completing this, water signs. Whatever this is for you is very emotional, very deep, very intense. And it has everything to do with your transformation, with your awakening, with your evolutionary process. With, oh, we got High Priestess below that. Emotional regulation, your power, your frequency, Queen of Emotions, your heart, your compassion. You have compassion for yourself and whoever else was involved in all of this, because you can see the pain body of them. You're no longer a victim to something, water signs. Let me just tell you that. You are way beyond being a victim to anything. This is wisdom beyond this lifetime. It's almost like you can see your entire Akashic records. You can see your past lives and all of this. This is, whoa, this is amazing. Big, big, huge. And you're not playing small. You never were, but your small self or your wounded self was playing in something, was participating in something that was very painful and victimizing you for quite some time. And now emotionally taking higher ground, I can walk away from this. I can walk away from this. And it is not going to pull me back. It's not. Okay, Dustin. I think we have more blue wrenches here. So that's for the water signs. Yeah, beautiful. So we have earth. That's it, right? Yeah. We did air, fire, water. Okay. Earth signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. What do we have for the earth signs? Whoo, earth signs putting up. Earth signs, you have been in a power and control dynamic with somebody for a long time. And if it's not the same person, it's replaying with new people all the time. It's the same scenario over and over and over again. And I feel like that's really what's yes, Sisyphus pushing the boulder uphill for eternity. Yes. Yes. Let's see what this is about the earth signs. Man. But the thing is, you had it all twisted. You thought you were being the savior. You were playing in that victim, perpetrator, savior triad that only continues to loop around over and over and over and over again. Let's see. What do we have for earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. You couldn't see it fully. You could, but it had such a hold on this savior complex that just made you feel better about yourself because there was something you were hiding. There's some kind of guilt or shame that was placed on you a long time ago. And then maybe you did some stuff also that you felt guilt and shame for. But you moved beyond that, but you never went through the full healing of forgiveness of yourself and of the past. So playing this out in dynamics within relationships, it could be, it's different for everybody. It could be somebody who's like crying wolf all the time, and you know it. Save me, help me, I can't do this. I need you. Help me. Take it as it resonates. That was a very strong one for somebody out there. All right. And then the duty, the responsibility, that was also placed on you, and you took it. You carried it as with pride. Ooh. Okay. Identified with that role. Identified with that role, they're saying, of savior or fixer. The sun, but you're definitely not happy in that role. The sun in reverse. Where's your energy going? Are you giving it to yourself? Are you happy? Are you doing the things that make you happy? Are you having fun? Earth signs. All right. Then they're saying get the rest of the cards out. Giving it all away here. All right. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. The intention is pure. It's good. Truly. But there's an underlying, there's something that you missed. But this is a new opportunity for you to get in touch with your joy and happiness. It may have made you feel happy and joyful to make somebody else feel joy and happy. But I feel like you gave all of your power away to someone or something. Yeah. Okay. Earth signs. Seems very specific. So again, take it as it resonates wherever your placements are. Overall, we had the Lovers in reverse. Key characteristic. This is definitely a karmic lesson in relationship dynamics. Power and control dynamics. How you have been manipulated to perceive yourself and others for a long time. This is what is transforming. But you have to get in touch with the truth. Where's your energy, your fire, your passion going? Justice is in reverse. These things play out in different for everybody. But overall, what they're saying is the sun in reverse. Take your energy back. Give it to yourself. Where does your happiness truly lie? If there's a part of you that is still saying, when I make other people happy, that's a pattern. Of course, we all love to please others and make other people happy and feel better about themselves. But is it reciprocated? Just a question to ask. It seems as though you keep getting new opportunities to transcend this and transmute this and learn this lesson about yourself, to move out of this cycle. So this may be playing out very strongly for you over this weekend. What I'm hearing here is tap in deeper about how you feel in relationship to another or others in general. Because with the 7 of emotions in reverse, I'm already hearing, it's almost as if you feel like this is the only person. This is my person. Because there's such the Lover's card is like soul bonds, soul contracts. It's an energetic pool. It makes you think that you're the one and the only one for me forever and ever and ever. You're the one for sure and the only one for sure for me, yes, for this understanding, for this mirror, for this contract, for this lesson. There's something here inside that's saying there aren't 8 billion other souls on this planet that I could connect to. There are not plenty of fish in the sea. This is the only one. And I feel like you've played this before. This could be mother or father wound. I'm hearing mother wound for many of you. So I'm going to get one more on that for the earth signs. This doesn't have to be a lover, by the way. This could be a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, a coworker, a neighbor. But there's definitely like the attraction, meaning like I can't get this person out of my head. I can't seem to like not focus on this person. And it's definitely somebody that is like in need of your help all the time. Okay, sorry, not sorry. Okay. Why you have been, this is a loop, earth sign. This is a loop, you've played this before. There's, okay, what spirit wants you to truly look at? Deep, there's a inner child wound, could be linked to mother wound, doesn't have to be, but for what are you escaping? What feelings are you escaping? What truth are you escaping? Are you telling yourself that you're happy and joyful and passionate when you're really not, when you're in the fog? It seems like this fog has come over you. It's like spellbound. You get spellbound in these lessons a little too deep and you lose yourself. And then you believe that you are the self that you become, which really isn't you. I hope that makes sense. That's what I have for the earth signs. All right. So Spirit, give us one final message for us all. We're going to go with Native Spirit for this. One final message for everyone here. Thank you, everybody, for being here, by the way. And those who are hunkering down for this crazy storm, stay safe, stay smart, don't go out in the roads. stay warm, and hopefully you have everything that you need. Continue to put your focus on the best case scenario for yourself and for everyone else instead of the worst case scenario. I'm certainly doing that. I know we have tendencies to go towards the worst case scenario so that we're prepared, which it's important to be prepared, but we don't have to put the energy out there of like, oh my God, the whole world's coming to an end and we're not going to survive. Okay. What is the final message for us all? And you know, if I do have electricity over the weekend, maybe Sunday. Sunday seems to be the worst day. I'd love to read into the energy of Sunday or Monday. Well, you might see me back. I just decided we got power now. Let's connect now. Thank you. Okay. We have elder. Call upon your elders. Let's read it from the book, but I love this. I feel that many of us are actually transforming into the elders, meaning wisdom, wise beyond our years. Confidence. Entering your power, standing strong. You are a leader, stepping into the light. Let your truth be heard and felt by others. Make a stand in life. You carry deep inner wisdom. You are a teacher and a leader in the deepest sense of these words. You are a beacon for others. Your native spirit wants you to know. In native cultures, the elders, tribal chiefs, and clan leaders are looked to for advice and leadership. When this card chooses you, it's time to step into your leadership role. An elder walks the path, stomps down the grass, and throws the boulders out of the way so that the path is easier for others. Sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired, but know that what you're doing is making a difference in the lives of many. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve, supporting others to reach their dreams. Even if you've been in the background in the past, right now, it's your turn to step forward and become the light for others. Yes. Yes, I could not agree more. And I feel this deep in my soul, deep in my heart, and specifically for those Generation X, but for everybody here. We are becoming the elders, no matter how old you are. Our wisdom, we are stomping down the grass and pushing the debris aside. So those who are awakening and becoming more enlightened, the children of this world, and those who need that guidance or just a clearer path, have it because we've walked it already. And we are here standing saying, it's okay. Yeah, it was a wild ride, but we're still standing and we're still smiling and we're still dancing and we're still playing music and we're still here. And this is why we're here. So, infinite, eternal, immortal gratitude for all the best and for all intentionality now. Yes, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your love, your energy, your experiences. Have a beautiful weekend. Put out beautiful energy. Stay safe. Stay grounded. Remember, it's important if you are triggered, you might not be. You might be just triggered in your dreams. To be responsive and not reactive. It's okay if you do, but the point is that we are growing and evolving away from just being reactive beings. We're becoming leaders, the elders. So much love to you all, and have a blessed night, day, wherever you are. And I will see you the next time. Take care. Bye.